So, just driving around doing service of process. I've been doing it for coming up on 3 months. Um, doing like, well, no. I just finished. I finished a full 2 months of it, so I'm in my third month. I can't say I've done that much, but I've done like 220 serves and also proofs of non-service. It's this affidavit regarding reasonable diligence. We show up enough times, and then I write a little attestation statement of how many times I've knocked or talked with someone, and a lot of the stuff that it doesn't actually cause it to become the document's creation, but it shows to a judge when the plaintiff's attorney goes that the people are being evasive. Really, pretty much, you'll get like three or four different stories from different people. So, the business I work for has this little app, and you type in basically all the permutations of what can happen on a serve, and you just like click it through on your iPhone app. It's pretty cool, and it automatically makes the document. It's an expert um, business document system. So you know, I write about those on docupletionforms.com. Up at the top where it says my book, it's about expert marketing systems, document systems, and law systems. And they're all three different things. And that's why it's cool working for a business like this, because as I'm building my software, I get to use different softwares. So that's one neat part about being a process server. Um, yeah, but I get these little situations where, they don't make me mad at all. It's not okay when you when someone comes out and they're like nice, like Tony Costanza or Joey Tribbiani type of thing. That's like you just know they're like not telling you the truth. Just kind of go, okay, you like just leave. And I don't try to like call people on stuff. Once in a while, it pops right out. I say, "Oh, I thought you said that she was." And they go, "Oh no, backpedal." But I'm not. We're not there as process servers to interrogate someone on their doorstep. Okay, affidavit regarding proof of reasonable diligence. That's just us attesting that we've shown up these different times a day and week and multiple times. It's usually like around 10 times. Um, and the different things that people say. So, because it's someone's constitutional right to have the document brought to them, delivered to them, that's what the law is predicated on. So, if you really get someone their documents to them and then they just like they do these different things to block them, the constitutional requirement, the baseline requirement, due process is met because there used to be secret tribunals in Europe, and that's what our founding fathers didn't want there to be. Now, each different state constitution and state set of statutes and the judge-made law cases, they're all different, but the reasoning is all basically based on someone's right to be properly informed of what's going on in court. So, from my perspective, aiming at trying to do something that causes uh, you to have an argument of you know improper service of process, really it just defeats the spirit of the law, and I think most courts look at it that way. um I don't know like one guy this morning, and I feel bad. I'm delivering a portfolio recovery. Is They're pretty hard nosed about making sure they enforce their judgments. Like if you're getting sued by one of the direct banks, they're a lot less hard nosed. They'll still go at, like, if you have a job, you have standing bank accounts, they're gonna go after levying your bank accounts or garnishing your wages. What you have to do is tighten your belt and not spend any money on any type of non-essentials. Because if you oppose a wage garnishment, they make you then prove up everything you spend on any of your accounts. Like they do like a judgment debtors exam type of thing. And then You look at every single expense. Like you couldn't go to Starbucks. You can't pay for Netflix. All kinds of stuff. I mean, you can't justify it in a court of law. So they make you really tighten your belt. But this guy this morning goes, "Oh, yeah, let me go get her." He goes back inside. He comes back out. After I hear him talking, he goes, "Oh, yeah, I should have to work already." Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll have to come back another time. Like, already been there like 6 times. They don't know sometimes that I've been to their houses like 6, 8 times and like I pet their dogs and stuff. I feel like a friendly stalker sometimes, like, oh, like, waving at the neighbors and stuff. But all I'm doing is knocking on the front door. But it's just weird to meet someone after being familiar with their front doorstep. Their neighbors and their little doggies and stuff. 10 visits. Yeah. Anyways, I came back today and I fell asleep for like 2 hours. Like, oh, wow. I don't always get enough sleep. I thought someone okay. I thought someone said my mother's name from out of the window. And I was like, what? And I tried to act like I didn't notice anything. I was like, wait, am I just falling asleep? Am I just have an overactive imagination? There's this lawsuit that's a $30 million lawsuit. Most of these are like $1,200 to like $3,000. And then some of them are up to like $1,200 of credit card lawsuit, $12,000 of credit card lawsuits. So those are things that, people get mad, but they're not going to put in any work to like try and figure out who I am and try to like do some psych game and saying my mother's name to me. I swear that somebody said my mother's name out of the window. Just sort of tripped me out. And because I accidentally popped up on the side of the guy's wall to his backyard right when he was right there. I was walking over. This time I parked like 4 blocks away and walked up. Because the parking lot entrance I thought there was a second entrance and I was just going to park over on the parking lot. And then there was no entrance, so I had to just walk further. I was going to just kind of park right there and walk over. I'm not really trying to sneak up on these guys. I'm not surveilling them. That's not really what this business does. I can do that. Not the sneak up type of thing. If you have pictures of someone, you know what they look like, you can take an angle walking so that you just say, oh, you say their name and you put the documents in front of them. You say you've been served. I know exactly what you look like from pictures. Please just take the documents type of thing. And we'll file this with the court that's been served. I'm sorry you're going through whatever legal situation. My job is to get the documents to you, but I'm not doing that. Even though this is a $30 million case. So I walked up and the guy just happened to be walking out his back door, and I looked over. I had only looked over to see, hey, I wonder if maybe the guy's in the backyard, and there he was. And he's like gone straight back in the house a few times. So I'm sure that like when you get sued for that amount of money, it has to do a number on the things you think about. Like he probably is wondering if we are surveilling, but I'm definitely not. Like too huge of a route. It goes from downtown San Diego to Menifee and like 60 miles, 80 miles, 100 miles wide. Like I drove 130 miles today already. I'm going to go drive like probably 60, 80 more miles. Try to get some stuff done. We have to do stuff after 6. So that's part of it too. You have to do it before 8 a.m., after 6 p.m. on different days and on the weekend to even attempt to ask somebody else at the residence if they'll take the documents, and you have to take a picture of their ID, or just for the solid argument that reasonable diligence has been made to get someone their documents. So I don't know. I never really thought so much about these issues before until I started doing it, because there's all the avoidance, because people hear all the stories of improper service. So Credit card lawsuits definitely probably aren't fought as much. Um, Maybe that's the thing they always think to do, but then at that point they don't have money for an attorney. So $1,200 judgment versus $1,200 to an attorney. What are you really going to do? Buy a Legal Shield membership. That you can do that, and they'll call and maybe make a payment plan for you or something, or go to court. 60 hours of court time is part of the membership. 60 hours a year. So that's that. It's fun, but I mean, sometimes I'll think of things that are really humorous about like responses, like sarcastic responses that I would say like in a sitcom or something, or like in a sitcom about going up to doors and then dreaming about what you'd say and then saying the thing that you don't actually have the cojones to say. Not the cojones, you're not mean enough to say it. Like, really? I'm not saying anything to these guys other than, okay, I'll have to come back another time. And then sometimes I'll explain. I'll say, hey, if we come back enough times at different times of day, this other thing gets filed called proof of non-service, and then you get something in the mail. So, I mean, it's only a matter of about 3 weeks. So I'll be back a few more times. Hopefully I can run into the person. And then sometimes after that, that person magically does actually come to the door because they look at it themselves on Google, and then they end up just taking the documents. So it is what it is. It's your right not to talk to people and open the door and things like that. But it's your right to have the documents delivered to you. So we have to respect, harassment, trespass, and also just your right for us to bring it to you. It's odd and counterintuitive. You think about it in one direction from a debtor's rights perspective, and if it were like as if it were collections, but it's not collections. It's service of process, and it's because there used to be secret tribunals. That's that. That's my rambling post nap lesson on service of process.